Getting close to Albon. Getting past. Oh! Hello everyone and welcome back to this co-op career mode we just started. Today we will be starting China, one of my personal least favorite maps. So let's get straight into it. Sprint qualifying up first.
Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
With that last lap we just managed to squeeze through the SQ2. Let's go on to the next lap. Yet again, we outperform the car and just make it to SQ3, but sadly, due to technical issues, we could not complete our SQ3 lap. So we will be starting in the top 10, just didn't get the chance to go higher.
Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. Shanghai International Circuit then is a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience. And the flats, open to the elements location, test their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and they're available into turn 1 and down the kilometre-long back straight into turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, and a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Hamilton, Nico Hulkenberg, and Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Albon, a Sauber, an Apex, Lawson, Stroll, Lando Norris, Doohan, Verstappen, Tsunoda, Pierre Gasly, and Ollie Behrman, Leclerc, Hadjar, Antonelli, and Sonny Hayes rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
We get a great launch off the line. First of all, we go to the inside, only car on the inside, getting close to Albon, getting past. Oh! Big hit. Huge hit. We managed to wrestle the car back into place. But wow. Okay, now we skip ahead 1 lap. We are currently trailing Alonso. We managed to fight our way back through Lawson, but we are currently just on the tail of the fight. 3-way fight happening right in front. And who's in front of us? Dan Lola, our rival, our co-op teammate. Will we get past him?
Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
We skip ahead a few more laps. We are still finding ourselves behind Damilo, but we have managed to get past Alonso, and we are chasing the pack to get up to 8th position. Now we are getting our first chance to attack our friend in green. Currently just an easy right side pass with BRS, easily done. Cutting inside, but Lando cuts it close. 3 wide on the chicane, cutting the corner. Ooh, we just make it pass. We are currently right in front of him. Will he catch up? We are going to go straight back into action. Dives on the inside. Doesn't get the grip off the corner. Bit of contact just for good luck. This keeps going into turn 3. I keep the inside. He's on the outside. Just managed to get the exit. But he sticks with me on his Red Bull softs. And we don't want to mess it up. He's getting pressured on by the McLaren behind, which gives us a bit of leeway to defend. But they quickly catch up to the car with no straight line speed, going again almost for 3 wide. Go on the outside, cut him off a bit, go a bit wide, or maybe a bit of contact again. This is getting a bit rough for the stewards.
Okay, gap to the car ahead, 0.5 seconds.
We are now getting into the final stretch of the race. We have done it. We have managed to keep them at bay, and we will be scoring a nice 2 points for our first ever sprint race weekend.
Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
We set a beautiful first Q1 lap, which guarantees us Q2. Let's watch that lap right now. With another good lap, I managed to get into Q3, but I do end up impeding Ocon, which causes me a 5-place grid penalty, so Q3 will not be on the cards.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. Good afternoon, everybody. We're here in Shanghai. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Sainz, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Norris, Ocon, Tsunoda, Antonelli, and Oscar Piastri. A Sauber, Fernando Alonso, Alex Albon, and Hayes. An Apex, Behrman, Isaac Hadjar, and Nico Hulkenberg. Lawson, Gasly, Stroll, and Jack Doohan rounds off the grid.
So we managed to get a great launch off the line, going from P15 to P10. Not so bad at all. We're currently, again, right behind a stake, trying to get past. Will we do it? Probably, but we really gotta hope.
That start was okay, now stay alert for threats around you.
So we managed to get by the stake with a mistake, but with DRS and our car not having a great straight line speed, they catch up almost instantly. Tries to go up my inside, I try to stick it on the outside for the inside of the next corner, which we're hitting right now. I accidentally go to neutral just for fun, just to make it interesting, still on my outside, but with my better grip and better exit corner, I managed to keep the stick behind me and try to go forwards.
Nice move, good job.
Okay, we are instantly back into action, now trailing Sainz for 5th place. We are currently coming up behind him, Russell behind us, we go to defend, Sainz take that as us going to attack, covers the inside, I go on the outside, slowly off the outside, get better grip, don't use battery, just get a better exit, and we're past Sainz to get into 5th place as the worst car on the grid.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
Sadly, I do not manage to get past Sainz. I have to stay in this DRS, so I pit to maybe try and get the undercut on him. We turn in perfectly optimal 2.4 second stop. Our team lifts us up, ready to go, and we get held up. The game bugs. We get held up. No cars were coming out, and we slowly lose positions. God damn it. What a blunder from our team. Will we be able to get back up the grid after losing all those positions?
Okay, you're in the top 10. Looks like we might have an issue. Hang in there, we're attempting to manage it.
As you just heard from our radio engineer, we have an issue. Sadly, this issue will cause our downfall because we will lose gears, lose 5th gear especially, and later on almost lose the entire engine, which will cause us to sadly retire. And sadly, even more unlucky, our championship rival did manage to score some great points. So, not a race for us, but we will come back stronger. In the next episode, can't wait to go to Japan.
From lights out to the checkered flag, each and every driver has this moment in the back of their mind. Now it's time for this.